or 28 days period, we can say it would be period, in 28 days period, the female would be in any of the given phases, any of given phases. What are those phases? That is the maybe the menstruation phase, maybe the follicular phase, maybe luteal phase, or maybe the next phase, that would be the ovulation. Actually, ovulation is not the last stage, it is actually in between the follicle and the luteal phase. There should be the ovulation. Okay, so I am writing it here in the last. The reason is that it is not indicated into the table. So because of that, I have taken all the phases according to the table of the NCERT. So first of all, the phases we have seen, these all phases would be different organs, like different organ in the sense, like one would be occur into the uterus. So uterine cycle we would see in the uterus. Into the ovary we will see, so we will call it as a ovarian cycle. Okay, and then we will see into the brain some hormonal changes into the pituitary as well as the hypothalamus. So on the basis of that we will see the hypothalamic hormones also. So there would be the events or the changes would be there in all the three parts, all the three organs. Okay, so here first of all the uterine event would be there, and the ovarian, actually the hormone would come from the ovary. Hormone would come from the ovary, for example estrogen and the progesterone. Okay, estrogen and progesterone. So these hormone would be causes the changes into the uterus area, and then only the menstruation or as well as the some other phases would be occur into the uterus. Okay, so first of all the process will start from the ovarian events, like the primordial. It is a primordial follicle. Okay, then after, this is the primordial follicle, then after the primary follicle, and then it is growing and then changing the shape as a secondary follicle, tertiary follicle. This is the tertiary follicle, or also we can call it as a Giraffian follicle. Okay, this would be the Giraffian follicle. So Giraffian follicle is actually causing the ovulation, means completely developed ovarian follicle will cause the ovary will release the completely developed Giraffian follicle will release the egg outside, which was developing inside it, like this one was developing into the follicle cells. So now at 14th day, you can notice here is a 14th day. On the 14th day the cell would be releasing out from the Giraffian follicle, and this period we are calling it as ovulation. And how it happened? Because of the hormonal changes. Actually, as a primordial cell will convert itself into the primary or the secondary follicle, at the stage the growing follicle cell will release a estrogen hormone. Okay, so because of the high estrogen, the estrogen will give the signal to the LH hormone, means from the pituitary gland LH and FSH will be releasing. So we can say here that not only the LH or the FSH, but actually it is all depend upon some events, like the ovary will release estrogen. Ovary are having the follicle cells. From the follicle cells, estrogen hormone will be releasing. Okay, and estrogen will give the positive feedback to the hypothalamus for releasing of LH hormone, right? So actually in starting what happened, the LH hormone GnRH was actually releasing from the hypothalamus. GnRH was releasing from the hypothalamus, and then the hypothalamus in the form of the GnRH, it will release the LH and the FSH. So LH will cause the follicle cells to develop. More and more developing follicle will release the estrogen. Estrogen will give the positive feedback again to the hypothalamus to release more and more LH. More LH will be coming, it will cause the LH surge. Means because of the more LH, it will cause the ovulation from the Giraffian follicle. It will cause the ovulation in Giraffian follicle. In Giraffian follicle cells. Okay, so because of that, the egg cell will release out. Ovum will come out from the Giraffian follicle, right? So this is what is happening in this time, in this stage. So first of all, the menstruation. In the menstruation, actually the bleeding phase in which the uterus cycle was, the uterus was actually releasing the bleeding stage, or the endometrium of the uterus, endometrium membrane of the uterus would be shed off in the form of a bleeding and some blood vessel. Endometrium and some blood vessel will release out in the form of a bleeding, and because of that the membrane would become shed off, and as the membrane is shed off, and we are calling this stage as a menstruation. Okay, so now what is happening after the menstruation? As the primordial cell was actually started developing into the menstruation itself, then the primary to the primary cell, primary primordial cell will develop into the primary cell with the help of the LH signal. So LH was coming from the hypothalamus. It was giving the signal to the growing follicle cells to develop and to grow and develop, and the growing and developing follicle will release the estrogen. As the estrogen is releasing, it will be giving the positive feedback to the LH, and LH is coming. As the LH is coming more and more, it will cause the, in middle of the 14th day, or means we can say at the 14th day of the complete menstruation cycle, the middle in which the estrogen and the LH both are high. So at the high peak of the estrogen and the LH, it will cause the ovulation, means egg will be coming out, ovum will come out from the Jaffian follicle. Then what is remaining inside? It would be only the packet is remaining, empty packet we can call. This is actually nothing, this was the Jaffian follicular cells without the ovum. Okay, because ovum is already released out, and this ovum will go into the fallopian tube, into the fallopian tube. Okay, so after that what will happen? The empty packet is the Jaffian follicle, and this Jaffian follicle will release more and more progesterone hormone. It will release more and more progesterone hormone. As the progesterone hormone was releasing, because of that the endometrium, which was already shaded off and was actually building up because of the endometrium, as the, because of the estrogen, as the estrogen was high in the middle of the time, at the time of the ovulation, that same time, because of the estrogen, it was causing the changes into the endometrium membrane. It was causing the thickness of the endometrium membrane. So blood vessel was repairing, and the endometrium tissues layer was repairing, epithelial tissues was repairing with the help of the mitosis. Okay, so the mitosis was taking place into the layer of the endometrium. So because of that, what is happening? The membrane was become thickened. As the membrane is thickening, so the and we have seen that estrogen level will be down now, because the ovulation has completed and the Jaffian follicle is now going to rupture. Now the Jaffian follicle is, we are calling it as a corpus luteum. What we are calling it as a corpus luteum. In the corpus luteum, progesterone hormone is releasing, which is causing the maintenance of this endometrium. Progesterone will cause the maintenance of the endometrium membrane. As the endometrium is maintaining, so because of that the progesterone was actually high, so endometrium was maintained, the thickness was maintained. Okay, but corpus luteum has to disintegrate. Okay, so in this case, as the progesterone, as the corpus luteum level was going down, the same time corpus luteum was actually degrading slowly, so progesterone level will also become low slowly. So because of that, what will happen? Now the progesterone is low, so endometrium membrane is also going to shed off again. So because of the low progesterone, menstruation phase will come again, restarted, we can say. The next month cycle will start. Okay, so the next cycle would be the menstruation again, because of the low progesterone. If the progesterone would be high, it will cause the endometrium thickening, which is actually the phase of the pregnancy. Okay, so this is what we have seen in this ovarian as well as a uterus membrane. But what is happening from the pituitary? As I told you already, that LH and the FSH both are coming in the form of the GnRH from the hypothalamus. So GnRH, especially the LH, was causing the estrogen level increasing, and the FSH was helping in the growing follicle. So at the time of the menstruation, both hormone was low, but as the menstruation is completed, follicular phase would be starting. So in that case, the LH hormone is increasing, and because of the follicular increasing, so LH also would be increasing because of the positive feedback by the estrogen, and it will reach at the peak level, and this is the day 14th. At the day 14th we have seen these hormone level would be very high, and then slowly it is disintegrating. You can notice here LH hormone are going down. Okay, as well as the FSH are also going to down. Okay, so both are degrading, and now finally they are again going to increase, as well as again the next cycle was increasing. Always remember that LH and FSH together was actually causing the follicle cells to activate, but the estrogen, if the estrogen and the progesterone both are high, in that case they will inhibit the LH and FSH. Okay, so these are actually we will see into the reproductive health also, if the LH and FSH is not coming, because estrogen and progesterone both are very high into the blood. Okay, so because of that estrogen and progesterone both are high, so because of that LH and FSH are also are actually not growing, and if they are not coming, if they are not present into the blood, this will not cause the menstruation. This will cause this will cause the no menstruation would be there. Okay, so because of that we can say the changes has come. Okay, I hope it would be clear to you now this menstruation cycle, and you just try to read from